I think people have a huge misconception when it comes to how innovative Paul McCartney was. As someone who's made hundreds of videos about the Beatles, I feel like there's this narrative about how John and George and sometimes even Ringo were the only ones that try to be unique, that try to be innovative. Paul has always been seen as the ballad man, the guy that came up with the pretty melodies, and though he's definitely an expert when it comes to that too, this notion that he wasn't innovative is ridiculous. As a matter of fact, when it comes to his solo career, I would say that he was the most experimental Beatle there is, both as a songwriter and as a composer. If we only focus on the Beatles, I can sort of see where the comment comes from, because John and George were truly pushing the boundaries in the second half of the band's discography. But if we explore the entire discography of all three of them, Paul is miles ahead in terms of experimentation, and I can definitely prove that, so let's take a look. When it comes to George, for example, there isn't a single album that could be deemed as experimental. Guitar slides don't count, proto-disco is not a thing, the only thing that was truly experimental was Wonderwall music and this thing. John definitely has a stronger case here because Plastic Ono Band was highly influential, and of course his constant inclusion of politics in albums like Imagine and Sometime in New York City. There's also the avant-garde stuff he did with Yoko, but let's ignore those. Now let's take a look at Paul. With his very first album, he was already doing things differently by producing, recording, writing, and performing McCartney 1 all by himself. Look at that personnel. Then you have the rainbow of sounds known as Ram, his classical albums, his work as the Fireman, multiple collaborations with major pop musicians, and of course, how can I forget? If you only have surface level knowledge about the Beatles, then I fully understand why you would think Paul was nothing but a melodies man. But if you've heard the albums and you know about the man's discography and still feel like he never innovated, then maybe a redo is needed.